hopefully we'll explore lots of different meditations and play with lots of different tools, for want of a better word, of uncovering ourselves. But for the first meditation we do in this course, it's always good to start with the fundamental. Yeah, the just resting in presence. So we'll take maybe 10 minutes or 15 minutes. And as part of this course, really try and imbibe the sense that there's nothing. You go and the bairn's just waking up, just in time. Imbibe the sense that everything is okay. And try and loosen up the self-obsession, this kind of fundamental, relaxed sense that really, no matter what we do, life is just going to unfold as it does. And it's not about getting meditation or anything. You're just where you are. You're just where you are. And this quality that we just try and bring about of ease. Yeah, it's just letting go of making the meditations themselves a new problem. Like a new thing that I've got an idea about how it should go, and I compare myself to this ideal, and it becomes, and just the next set of problems I have is how to meditate. There are meditations that we do, but in this we're particularly emphasizing this aspect. No matter what you do, there you are. No matter where you go, there you are. No matter how many friends you have, there you are. No matter what's in your bank balance, there you are. And it's fine. It's just fine. This quality, just try and bring it into just like resting in presence. Just here and now. And we say just all the things that you think about. We'll take a wager that after the meditation they'll come back. It's like a win-win for me. Like I'll wager £100 that after the meditation your mind will come back, and the things that you think about and you've worried about will come back. If they don't, and for the rest of your life you just rest in presence, I'll happily pay you £100. All of you. Quite happily. Yeah. So if you want to take up the wager, take up the thing that. So for the 10-15 minutes we're just going to sit. Just let go of everything. Let go of your ideas of spirituality, of who you're meant to be, what life is, what your plans are, and just be here. Without that thought process. Thought process will be there, right? So, great. That's just part of what's happening. just not picking it up. I'm just here. And we'll see how we go. Just try that. You're just, for this meditation, I'm just not going to pick up any concept. And as soon as I do, as soon as I notice that I don't mind. I'm just going to let it go again. Just like I've picked up a bag of nails. So, I forgot. You ever done that? You ever put something down that's sharp and you pick it up again, you forget, and you put it back down? You don't think I failed in putting down things. You just, I forgot. And you put it back down again. Just like that. Just total ease. Total ease. Total ease. You're just here. And no matter what you do, right? No matter what you think, no matter what you scheme, you can't stop being here. Nothing can stop you being here. Your life. Right? Can anyone stop their awareness functioning? Can you stop yourself being aware of what's happening? You can't stop. It's just relax into what is actually real. Okay? As much as you can. Okay? You don't need to, if you want to, sit nice and straight. You don't need to do anything. Lie down. You have your eyes open, your eyes closed. You're not trying to attain anything. You're not trying to achieve a state of meditation. You're just here. Okay? So we'll go for 10 minutes like that. Just be. Don't pick up any ideas about just being. You are here, simply aware. Don't analyze it. Don't probe it. Just be. Let go of any sense that you're attaining something. Just take a deep breath and say the mantra with me. Let go of holding on to anything. Completely relax into your being. And again, just freshly sit. Relax. There was nothing to attain. There was no state to hold. You're just aware. It's always just here. Just now. Nothing to hold on to. You can't hold on to it. You can't stop it. Just relax into what is. Very softly notice. Is this not who you are? Or is the awareness some strange event that you've brought into your attention? Or is it always who you are and you just need to be? You don't need to think about this, do you? You just are. Relax any sense that you could lose this. Just keep this state of presence. Maybe we'll do another short session later on. So throughout the days, just short sessions like this, even shorter, just bringing back your attention to what already is. And this is the space from which all other practices emerge and manifest this state of ease, of not striving, not making it into some painful ordeal. Yeah. So, if we'll start with if anyone has anything they want to share from the homework last time about, I think we were like looking at the source of where our voices come from, our ideas, and looking in the mirror and seeing if we can love each other, and if people had positive responses or resistances. Anybody wants to share?
Yeah, I found it quite hard to find the sources of the thoughts. That's not something that really came to me. Um, I didn't feel resistance as such. I didn't feel silly doing it in the mirror. Um, but I have noticed how it's just a deeply ingrained program that I'm just kind of hard on myself. Um, but there's not a resistance to change that, and I can see in some ways all I need to do is just change the narrative that goes through my mind rather. Um, so yeah, it just really feels like a very deep habit of not loving yourself as you should. Um, yeah, that's what's come up for me.
Thank you. Thank you for sharing. Anyone else like to share? Genchen. And then Samaya.
Yeah, I'm having a kind of difficulty where it's like I can recognize the beauty in the environment in other people. That seems very clear, but in the aspect of the experience of seeing that, I feel suffering at the same time. So it's quite difficult to have that understanding of emptiness merging with bliss, but also the suffering in the I don't know, it's like all your things, all the goals, all the attainments, they're dissolving, and there's a kind of suffering in that, like that dissolution. And I can understand sometimes why it would feel blissful, but also at the same time, sometimes in those blissful experiences, experience suffering at the same time.
Thank you for sharing. Samaya, you want to share?
Yeah, it's I think I know where the voices come from, which is basically my family, um, and it's voices that were told also to them, um, and they lay in wait. They're not continuous by any means. They come up. For example, we had a family gathering, and it was really lovely. But at the end of the night, it kind of started again. Yeah, they've got a lot of power, but they kind of, it's interesting because my idea of being that person arises at the same time as the voice. So they kind of pop up, and it's a sort of set menu. And then I'll take it on for a while. Um, but the practices in this class makes it much shorter. So it's like a burst of it, and it's painful, but then it passes, and I'm like, oh, there it is again. That was that. And like, so it's like an object now. It's more like an object rather than who I am. I don't identify with it. So bringing the love in is much, much easier because that is seen. But when it plays, I'm in, but it's quite short. So it's definitely moving out of my core beliefs about who I am. It's definitely not my core beliefs by any means, but it still has traction time to time. Especially if I'm there's sort of emotion and tiredness and a bunch of different factors at the same time kind of arising in it. But it is much quicker. It doesn't go on for days. It'll be like an hour or just even a moment. And it's like, oh, you don't even exist. I can see it and touch it. So and having the counterbalance of self-love and the Sangha and you and the beauty in relationships in the world being more juicy and pleasant makes it much. That's really.
Thank you for sharing. Does anyone else like to share? There's no pressure to share, but it's good to. It's helpful for yourself and everyone just to be heard by people listening properly, and just to say it as well. But there's no pressure to do it. Okay, thank you. So we'll start with a quote by. I just remembered what I was wanting to do. I forgot about the class. It's just to write up a contract. Write up a contract with yourself. Now maybe I have to try and get to send it. I mean, I think we know everyone that's participating so far in the class. There might be people online, but that you'll make a contract for the next 3 months that you will love yourself, you will work on your self-worth, and you will know that emotions may come up and you may find it difficult, but you are going to dedicate your time to do this, and there's like a promise to yourself. And these things can be very powerful. But we'll start with the quote from Rumi. Inside you there is an artist you don't know about. Say yes quickly if you've known it from before the beginning of the universe. So we are, in this particular emphasis, we're working on this principle, this quote, to be as conscious as the Buddha, as compassionate as the Christ, and as creative as Leonardo da Vinci. When we're working for those that are doing the spiritual path, you might call Buddha nature, and you relate yourself as a Buddha, it has a certain flavour to it, and or Christ's consciousness has a certain flavour to it. Now you're going to relate yourself as the creator. Or another word that we like to use is an artist. So we have these phrases like the art of cooking, the art of running, the art of meditation, the art of furniture design, the art of painting, the art of conversation. Just wrote a few of these things down. So we know what these phrases mean. They've got like a sensibility to them. What does the word art mean for you?
Related to joy.
These.
Can relate art to joy.
Can everyone hear? Yep, great.
And colour and vibrancy. That's what art means to me. Really. The meaning. And there's meaning in things. It feels creative.
You could relate to yourself like that?
I have in times in my life, but it's ebbed and flowed. But At the moment, not continually.
Would you like to?
I would like to, yeah.
You just like impute, I'm an artist. And so we like the art of living. And I'm an artist.
So is it treating ourselves like a canvas, in a sense, then?
Treat yourself as a nice phrase, right? You wouldn't like that phrase? There's no wrong or right, I'm just like how you're relating to these. That implies to me that it's like approaching life as fresh, it's potential, it's empty, it's potentiality. And you're going to make something new that's never been in existence before. I mean, we know for a fact, for an absolute fact, that your thumbnail has never, your fingerprint has never been in existence before. If that doesn't blow your mind, honestly, I don't think anyone will. There's 7 billion people on the planet right now, and there's been billions and billions. It's never happened before. Everyone is unique. It's just this bit of the creation. It's never the same ever. Your body is an artistic form. Anyone else? What does the art of living mean? What does that artist, if you impute, I'm an artist, what does that mean for you?
Like a lifestyle. And I guess similar to what you were saying of like creating your world and making your world beautiful and how you see it beautiful, and then living in that, in accordance with that.
Do you want to do that?
Yeah.
Can you do that?
I think it's possible.
Why wouldn't it be?
I don't know.
It's interesting, huh? Do you all think it's possible? Are you all kind of agreeing with these kind of... Yeah. I mean, I put like a few notes. I do some notes for this class, and it's just what I put. Like for me, it like implies skill. You skillfully navigate the kitchen. And yeah, it's playful. It's like when you're like the art of, when you meet someone who's doing the art of cooking. And well, maybe cooking might be just a different hard example. They're quite angry, some of them. It's this playfulness, like the good ones, that you can see they're enjoying it. Creativity. Yes, constant creativity. Invention. Blank canvas. Confidence. Flow. Here's one that I think trips me up. Maybe it trips you up. Is we associate artistry with mastery. Yeah. I'd say. So we associate being an artist with being perfect. An instant expert. Yeah. It's like we beat ourselves up if we are not we're not producing something immediately perfect, immediately brilliant, that we consider, like if we get into cooking, we'll compare ourselves to Marcus Waring. If we get into running, we'll compare ourselves to Usain Bolt. If we get into writing, we'll compare ourselves to Tolkien. If we get into music, we'll compare ourselves to, John Bonham, if you're a drummer. Are you with me? I mean, I've experienced it very deeply. When you go to acting school, now, I had the privilege of teaching acting, so I had the privilege of being as a first year student, like very beginner student, and I remember what it feels like to be that student, how people feel that they are, and then being a teacher and then observing that first year class and how shit they are, and then seeing, you watch a fourth year student, how good they are. And at every stage, at every stage, in every class, the students would get upset they're not getting it right. Oh no, I haven't got it yet. Or, that's not good. And it's like, and afraid to get it wrong, afraid to make mistakes, and generally that's the main thing holding them back. And the ones that really flourish, they try this, they try that, they know they're not good yet because they're just starting, but they're actors. Yeah, and they're doing the art of acting. And sometimes they're absolutely brilliant. And sometimes they're not. And then if you actually, I've listened to a lot of actors' biographies, and they have the same fears, the same worries, they make the same mistakes, they have the same disasters when they're considered masters. So this is, maybe, is it the same for you? The idea of perfection that's what we think of when we think of artistry. We think we're already perfect, that we should be perfect. Is that the case? Nod from Hakeem. Yeah, nod from Samara. Yeah, nods in the room. Yeah, it's a really big obstacle, preventing this playfulness and flow. And that in order to improve, like there's, a plethora of quotes, you can probably look it up. In order to learn, you must make mistakes. And you have to prepare to look silly. And it shows that we've got this defined end goal that we compare ourselves to. Rather than just be a playful, creative expression of the moment, we impute judgment on our creativity. Or maybe we can get quite profound about it. But I think in general, you don't look around the world and think it's all good. Does anyone here? Does anyone here look at the situation in the Middle East and think it's brilliant? It's the all good one. Right, we go into, it's all God. This is one of the teachings. So it's all his creativity. So there's aspects of being creative. It doesn't mean that it's like we're going to produce something aesthetically pleasing every single time we're being creative. And this process is, you're bringing out junk. Right? We don't understand, it's very difficult to understand the duality of good and bad and how that operates in the oneness. And it's part of that process and growth. So we have to give ourselves permission to what we would technically refer to as fail. But it's just judgments in our own eyes about what we consider failure. And as you're doing this, try, develop this self-awareness and notice this judge inside us, this inner critic that stops the enjoyment, the playfulness, the childlike expression of just doing something new and experimenting. I think someone sent me I'm sure it's like an interview with a scientist who won the Nobel Peace Prize and he was a total failure at school. He's got I think he kept the teacher's note. It's just like, this guy he's thinking of being a scientist. It's a really bad idea. And he's going, I failed all the time. He's going, and not all my experiments work, and then they did. You can't separate those failed experiments from the successful ones. You can't do it. It's one continuum. It's like those what you call fails are the success manifesting. That's how it's happening. if you're in a successful relationship, do you think it didn't pop out of nowhere? It popped out probably from unsuccessful relationship. What we term, what we judge. When we're always judging yourself, I wasn't good enough, I was terrible. It was constant. Rather than, this is my life unfolding. Don't you?
So this whole aspect of the artist actually feels terrifying for me. Much more scary. And when I was at school, I had a report from my art teacher, and it said, she tries very hard, but she's just not very good at art.
There we go.
And that sticks, and I've had most beautiful artist friends throughout my life. And it's easy to respect their creativity and their beauty.
That's it. Cry for your inner child.
It's so strange to me because I do have those drives, but I keep them to myself more because I think I have this other idea that if it would reveal too much about yourself, and then if something's so beautiful, it's like a soap bubble, and I'm scared to touch it. All of those things, it's like, so this is surprising for me because you would think that's brilliant, be the artist, but for me it's terrifying.
Yep. We become what's called a shadow artist. So we hang out with people who are, this is like many people who are working on this stuff, they hang out with people doing the thing they want to do. They're too terrified to do it. And it's often just one voice in their childhood. And it just sticks, and then it's like a negative thing happened. People have it that they've heard that one person created a beautiful art piece, then his teacher used it to seduce him. Yep. And then he's like associated that art with doing something wrong, and then blocked and not picking it up again, and then just spending years hanging out with other artists and too afraid to be an artist, like supporting artists. They will give money to artists, and then things like their partner will say, well, why don't you do it? And go, oh no, not everyone can be an artist. And it's just this blocked and called like shadow artist. And this is what we're going to try and uncover. So it's like uncovering these wounds. I'm going to give you for a list of things that will arise in your mind. Yeah. And these are, again, triggers to find the source, like Yang Chen's found one of her sources. And just see, and we're just seeing how these things, what comes into our mind when we hear them. Yeah. Don't judge. We're trying to get to the root of this low self-esteem, this constant self-criticism. And it's just generally come from a young child, and some adult has said these things. So these are the list of like excuses, but commonly held negative beliefs preventing our sense of self as creative and engaging with what we love artistically. Yeah, don't judge them, and check if like underneath that these things can arise from. Everyone will hate me. I will hurt my friends and family. I will go crazy. I will abandon my friends and family. I can't spell. I don't have good enough ideas. It will upset my mother and or father. I will have to be alone. I will do bad work and not know it, and look like a fool. I will feel too angry. I will never have any real money. I will get self-destructive and drink, drug, sex myself to death. I will get cancer or a heart attack or a serious illness. My lover will leave me. I will die. I will feel bad because I don't deserve to be successful. I will have only one good piece of work in me. It's too late. If I haven't become a fully functioning artist yet, I never will. Anyone relate to any of these statements, or you have a similar kind of reasonings that prevent you from following your artistic impulses? You don't have to say if you don't want to. Okay. Okay, like being an artist doesn't mean paint and canvas, and we're talking about writing. When we do writing things, doesn't mean you're going to be a writer. It's this artistic sense of living the life that gives you the most joy, the most creativity. Samaya.
I feel like I do follow. I mean, I really do follow.
Say that again, sorry.
I do follow. I really do follow a lot of my creative impulses and have a growing esteem around them. But I have this other aspect, this other voice that pulls the plug. And it kind of is like, whatever I do, it will never be sufficient. It doesn't stop me trying, but it takes my trust. It takes my trust of life somehow, and it makes me feel like, well, it kind of has a couple of different ways. One is that I do things too slapdash because it doesn't matter. So I'm just faking myself. And the other one is this terrible disappointment that, just like I was saying, comes up with this sort of just tremendous lack of self-worth, because whatever I do, I can't get to the nub of this root voice of, well, you still don't qualify to be loved, something like that. And I think it is shifting, but it's the background of those voices which I mentioned before.
Okay, that's great. Thank you for sharing. This is what we're noticing. They keep noticing they go like deeper into these roots, and that this is like a habitual dialogue. It's just a belief. You're literally just making up some thoughts in your mind and believing them. Just you. It's like, that's like really important to understand. It's not to do with the world or what the world is. It's just your thought has arisen in your mind, and you believe it. And we're saying that you generally keep believing it because you habitually done so. Yeah. And now we move into like the power of positive affirmation. When we move into the power of positive affirmation, it'll be, these minds will come up. Yeah. So we just call them vomits. Like the inner critic will vomit a statement against it. Just whatever it is, just notice it. And you can work on these affirmations in the weeks, and just keep noticing. Like one of the vomits got, this is ridiculous. I mean, the idea that you're like especially a horrible person, especially useless, isn't a ridiculous statement. It's utterly ridiculous. But we believe it. That's what we. And this like inner critic, so it's like then just punishes us. So we've taken on a word, like Yanshin said, someone powerful. Just when we're young, we're very vulnerable. Someone powerful implants a word on us. The negative words have such an impact. We take it as that's true, like deep down, that's true. And then we just reaffirm it. Okay, and I mean, this is why we have safe spaces, because it seemed like a safe space and we were violated. And then we really think it's us. And one of the things like was helpful for me is like, I mean, I remember being like against violence my whole life, but just like really terrified me. Like, I remember how impactful someone going to be violent towards me was like, say, like 10. Like, it's just like life or death. That's what it feels like. And then I watched 10-year-old kids fight, and it's the cutest thing of it. It's like, it's so sweet. It's like, can't hurt each other. They just don't have the power. When you look at like from that point of view, but then you look from the perspective of what's happening to me as a child compared to the perspective of an adult. And you need to bring in your inner adult to your inner child. And you need to just kind of see, you're going to work on it. Yeah. As part of the homework is you're going to find three voices that attacked you. You go back in time and see, you need to see it one from the perspective of course, that impacted me. But it's got nothing to do with me. You just see this adult. Maybe his wife just really threatened to leave him that day. Yeah. I just found out his brother died. Or he had the same experience happen to him and it's just really come up for him. And then unconsciously said it and then probably maybe spent 10 years regretting it. Maybe not. But just a person going through stuff, and that no person has the power to determine who you are, right? Like if you meet that person as an adult, and you slap them in the face, or you just go, "Oh, you poor dick," what a shame you're in that state. It wouldn't define you now. I mean, it might do, but hopefully not, right? And you see it, and then you'll respond to them as a child. You just feel all the feelings that you felt, everything that happened, and write it down. We'll go over this later. And then you will write a letter to them from that inner child voice and go, you are a horrible man. And you're a dick and I don't like you. And that was a horrible thing to say. And you just like go through it and just allow that inner child to slap him in the face. It's one thing to do, yeah. We also can look at it from the point of view of presence, and you just allow it to arise, like you see it, it's not true, but also respond from your inner child and let it out and go, that was wrong. And you can write them a letter telling them how wrong it was.
Don't post it.
What's that?
Don't post it.
You can post it. That's something. Yeah, you can post it. that we're going to do a positive one. You go through 3 things of people who said something positive to you, and you're going to write to that person, who said it, and remembering what they said to you, and you write, you go, thank you so much, and how much it affected you, how beautiful it was, and how beautiful the compliment was, and how true it is, and how beautiful it is. And you write a letter. You can write a letter to yourself and then post it, and go back, and then come through a few days later, and you, oh, this is what this person said about me. We are, when we're engaging in this course, be as open and playful as possible. You'd be surprised at what actually affects us. I think often very seem like what's silly. Everybody enjoy dancing? How does it make you feel? Make you feel like shit? Does it make you feel better than if you learn to... Have you seen these people walk? They learn to walk, put books on their head. Like the etiquette, like the correct way to walk. Do you think they're enjoying themselves more than you dancing? Or do you think you'd enjoy yourself more doing that than dancing? No, but one looks proper and civilized, right? If you get someone how you were last night, if I took you, we were dancing last night, if I took you and I put you in Sainsbury's, would you look proper and civilized? Like a maniac. What's good for the body and what's good for us is not often not what this idealized version of who we think a civilized being is. It's the same with this mental stuff. So we're going to go through these affirmations, and you can get one. You find one that you like and say it to yourself 10 times every day. Find a few, do them all. Essentially better if you do your own. But we're going to do ones that say when we're going through the affirmations and then the vomit voice comes out. You want to catch that, and then you want to make an affirmation in opposition to it. And then, see how you feel when you hear these. I am a channel for God's creativity, and my work comes to good. My dreams come from God, and God has the power to accomplish them. As I create and listen, I will be led. Creativity is the Creator's will for me. My creativity heals myself and others. I am allowed to nurture my artist. Through the use of a few simple tools, my creativity will flourish. Through the use of my creativity, I serve God. My creativity always leads me to truth and love. My creativity leads me to forgiveness and self-forgiveness. There is a divine plan of goodness for me. There is a divine plan of goodness for my work. As I listen to the Creator within, I am led. As I listen to my creativity, I am led to my Creator. I am willing to create. I am willing to learn to let myself create. I am willing to let God create through me. I am willing to be of service through my creativity. I am willing to experience my creative energy. I am willing to use my creative talents. You don't have to say what they were. Did anybody have any negative voices arise to any of these? Or maybe you're just listening at the moment. And you work on them, you see. Generally what maybe will come up, maybe if it's not formulated into words, it's an energy feeling of, don't believe it. And it's like, we say a couple of things and it's like that, but don't really believe it and just get on with your usual self and usual self-criticism, which you say very clearly, your self-criticism, I'm not good enough, I'm not a nice person, what's that? Which you believe. And I don't. So you believe it, right? I don't believe it. When you say to me, I'm not very good or I can't do this, I don't believe you. And so it's when you come up with, I don't really believe it, that I'm serving God's will. Well, I do. And this one person here saying, I know you are. So if you want to follow what you believe, it just puts you down and makes you miserable. And remember, you're just choosing to do so. You can't bring it out and go, right, this is a scientific fact. And everyone just goes, yeah, that's the case. You're useless and rubbish. So the exercise, one of the homework exercises over the 2 weeks is to find 3 people who complimented you. Could be for maths. Could be for the way you walk. Could be for you being a mother. Yeah. Could be for some poetry, something that we traditionally relate to being an artist. Okay, so emphasizing like an artist is another way of saying you're a creator. And how are you creating your life? For many people, their artistic expression in life is being a mother. More so than fathers. Fathers is more rare. But of being a family man, like creating a family, that can be your artistic expression. But we get to the point, we want everything to be our artistic expression. How you lounge about on the couch. Yeah. Now, that can be a really good one to start with. Artistically lounge about on the couch. Because if you get any sense of like, trying to do it like you're achieving something, it's pretty mad. It's like, oh yeah, I'm getting tight about it. Is this how you really relax on a couch? Yeah, you come up very quickly. It's like, it's how loose can I get? It's just, and just that kind of what it's like, artistically be a bum. Like artistically lie about on the meadows and just be, try and use this artistic sense. I mean, it so easily goes into being a perfect or an expert, but because the language, I mean, you go on YouTube, you try and I can't get a news feed that doesn't have a top 10. We can't not make hierarchies. It's like, it's incredible. I'm waiting for the top 10 of the top 10, and then the top 10 of the top 10, top 10, 10, 10. It's just madness. It's just a way of expressing ourselves. Like, we have to get a medal. We can't have an award. Like, it has to be an award ceremony. We can't just get together and go, that film was brilliant, and you were brilliant in it. But get the idea. So forgive me if my language slips up into that, but get the idea, and like playfully, of being the laziest person in the meadows when you go out, like you just like, I'm going to enjoy the sun more than anyone else has ever enjoyed the sun. Like, but just, what I mean, it's not about being perfect. It's that sense of, you're totally enjoying the sun, like artistic. Can I just maybe hit the shadow of, just get this reflection of light just coming across me, and just how you lie down in the grass. It's just like, no one's ever laid down in the grass like you're going to lay down. And God is celebrating. It's like, I've made this grass for you to lie down in. Let's see you do it. And it's like, yeah, it's a flower that's coming from heaven, really. Just, this is the creator. And then this expressing yourself in the spiritual path is how to find meaning in your life. That's what God is. God is the meaning of your life, and other people are life itself unfolding. There is absolutely no separation. And then it's like, how are you going to unfold this meaning with the expression? And how much are you going to let other people, your ideas of other people, dampen down how you want to express yourself? Yeah. Because we're often concerned about how we look in the eyes of others, right? But we're often behaving in a way that we want others to respond to us in a certain way. Like, we want them to respond in a good way to us. And overcoming that can take some time of I'm just expressing myself as I want to. You join the show. Samaya.
As you've been speaking, it's just becoming clearer and clearer that my mum's judgmental, disapproving, cold approach is why I have this shut down. It's why it's shut down, and so it's like I feel like I need to really just work with that and forgive her and get God in between she and I, and my idea of who she was, because she's changed a lot. I've grown up, but I can see it really clearly. and then it gets overlaid to what other people think. But that's the source. That's the absolute source, I think.
Thank you so much for sharing. So there's the two aspects you say forgiveness. It's one, the acknowledgement of the pain and suffering that's been caused. You have to acknowledge it completely and respond to your mum from that space. Not actually, like you imagine, right? You respond, you feel it, you acknowledge the pain, you recognize what it's done to you, and you recognize that person should have done it and all the rest of it. And then you look and you respond from the fact that your mum is just a confused person. If she had enlightened energy, she would never have said those things. If never, she was trying her best, but she didn't have the skills to do it. Now, that's how you can forgive her. But that doesn't change the fact of the pain that is caused. This is very crucial to understand forgiveness. Like, we think if we forgive someone, we're going to try and ignore the pain that it had on us, or the impact, or that they actually did a really bad action. And then, that's between them and God. Them and themselves, your mum might spend years regretting it inside. She might not tell it. Like, I wish I hadn't spoken to my child like that, but she didn't know better. Yeah. And so we get into those voices, and they're deep and they're crucial. And so, just so you know, there's many people do this work, and they all experience this kind of thing. And people can be really blocked for a long time. So get into the unconscious. We're going to the unconscious. The main exercise you're going to do for the next, say, 3 months when you're doing the contract is the morning pages. Yeah. So you can buy a nice journal, nice book, and you're going to write longhand. 3 pages of write for 15 minutes every morning, first thing. Stream of consciousness writing. Do not let your hand stop. Even if your mind goes gibbity goobity, try and write out gibbity goobity gibbity 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 gibbity. You just write out just whatever's coming up. Yeah, and this process, as I say, can take a long time. Yeah? So for me, 1.5 years. Yeah, and you're like writing as well. Doing this will work for if you're painting or doing other things. It's like getting the stream of consciousness out to unblock this creative, expressive being that's been dampened down for so long. Yeah, so just like, say, personally speaking, I remember like doing bits of writing, going, generally pretty, nothing much. Some of them rubbish. It's fine. It's like, it doesn't have to be. I say, you're not going to be able to do something amazing. It's just bizarre. And then I just remember sitting in a cafe, and then, and some of you read my book. Most of the start was right. Like, I couldn't stop the story. Couldn't, like, hours. It's like, I've got to stop. And then, and that creative flow, God have mercy on me, just hasn't really stopped. Like, I know how to tune into that. We just create a flow. That includes like teaching, like not having any plans when I teach. You tap into the space that you just know how to flow. So I did the morning pages, and they're just amazing. Yeah, make it your meditation. If you're struggling to find time, just do meditation. Replace it with this. Yeah. And you do it first thing in the morning. Don't miss it. Don't have shoulds. Just make this contract with, like, this is, I just want to love myself. I'm going to do it. And me missing it is an aspect of me not loving myself, and just try and connect with that. But if you don't do it, you don't beat yourself up, because then you fall into the same trap. Just sense it, appreciate it. One of the things we feel that's difficult for us is common sense, like in the spiritual path. It's don't lose your common sense about how things are. Like, when we start to transform, we naturally want to change things in our life. And we maybe hear teaching, oh, you don't change anything external. Like, we make it like this rigid, strange, fixed concept in our head. Right, I'm going to live in the same house and the same job forever. I'm not going to change it. You know, it's just the common sense. You've got like really horrible neighbours, just move. Yeah, Hakeem.
Is that exercise then the writing one? That some are just clearing out all the garbage.
Yep, it's an incredible way to do it.
Right, it's really interesting because I mean, it's no surprise my creative thing is the music, and I went to a friend's gig last night, and I almost didn't want to go because I was like, I knew it'd bring up something, and I was standing there, I was like, it's so obvious there's something unresolved in me with that. I'm sure you're well aware of it, and I always feel like I've chucked the baby out with the bathwater in the last year or so because it's so trapped by all the nonsense and the egoic things of wanting results and all the rest of it. It's almost been easier just to get rid of it all completely. And I'm very aware that it's not been resolved. It's like there's a treasure there that's not available to me right now. That's how it feels.
Absolutely beautiful. Yeah. You know that putting it completely aside doesn't work. Now you know. You don't need to question that anymore or doubt it. Yeah. Brilliant. Yeah, it's not like a waste of time. Don't impute that's what. That's exactly what we're talking about. This process of uncovering, and it's like, all right, I'm not going to do it then. And you go, no, that doesn't work, and I need to do it. Whereas for some people, if they put something down that they've been forced to do, when they drop it, it's a sense of relief, and they never go back to it. So now you know. Yeah, wonderful. And this is what this course is about: is finding the things that you love. So that's one of the pages. Yep, you start to just. We need to find these sources, and this is one of the ways to find these sources. The other thing you're going to do, it's called, and then I love this term for it. I don't want to change. You're going to go on artistic date with yourself, your inner artist, and take it on a date. You can say every week, but every 2 weeks at least. And this can be just what you always kind of wanted to do. Just things you'd like to do, you think they're too silly. Maybe you'd like to buy a Spider-Man poster. You've always wanted to buy a Spider-Man poster. You could go to the shop and you think, I'm going to buy a Spider-Man poster. And go into the toy store and get the one that you really love. I really love that Spider-Man. No judgment about what you think you're too much of an adult, and buy it. Or maybe go to theatre on your own. Yeah, or it might be just go down to the river and put your hands in the river on your own. If you just had a baby, or certain situations, you can honestly the same kind of methodology is applied with your partner, where it's like basically you spend quality time with your partner. So a lot of people, when they go to therapy, and the therapist will say, spend some quality time with your partner. What do you mean? I spend all day with my partner. It's not about quality time. Where it's just like you go on a date together. Just the two of you at a restaurant. And this is like you put the phones aside and the work, and you spend quality time together. And this is how relationships can heal. And you tell each other things that matter to you or meaningful. You bring them. You let them know the adult you are now, and what you want to do with your life, and what's important to you. And you listen and share. But you're doing this with yourself. So if you've got a baby and you spend a lot of time with yourself, maybe you just intuit that I need to do that with my partner. Because you spend a lot of time with yourself anyway. But generally, if you can, you do something that you want to do for yourself. Now, for some of you, I'm not hoping now, it doesn't matter. Going along to a Dharma class with a Lama on your own, for you, is like that. It's like that's an example of the artistic date. I go along to the class, I put my partner aside. I don't, probably, they're like, oh, why does he always go every week? It's for me. And I'm honouring what I love. But if you catch the drift of it, then it's like you can do 10 minutes. I'm going for a walk for myself. So even if you do have your partner and they come home from work, you're like, there's the baby. I'm going for a walk for 10 minutes. And I'm going to pick flowers. I want to pick flowers today. If I had these voices, yeah, I want to pick flowers. I want to walk out. The rains. I'd love to go out naked in the rain. And it's like, you can't do that. You can't do that. It's like, just do it. Just once a week. Spend some quality time with this little being inside you that's been so neglected by having to be civilized and doing what's right and told what you're meant to do. And you're going to nurture this voice that's going to start expressing itself in the way it wants to. Yeah, it's going to get rid of children should be seen and not heard. And who you're going to speak to is God. Maybe if you're still in a rebellious stage, you're still concerned, I'll express myself to other people. It's like, well, if you want, but you're not going to get much from it. I'm going to express myself to the universe. As if I was on an island alone. What would you do if you're on an island alone? Strip naked and touch yourself? Bet you would. Bet you would. Just, no one around, no private detective in the sky. Oh, you're bad. Just nurturing. This is the homework. This is like every week we'll come here, find the time. And just watch for the excuses preventing you from spending quality time with yourself. Oh, I haven't got time. And then see what you have time for. Surfing the net, beating yourself up. Yeah. Thinking things that you're afraid of, how to pay the bills. Yeah, so it's very important. This is the homework. The morning pages every morning. For example, you could make like an artist date and get in your book that you're going to write. Oh, and getting stickers and things like that. The other homework, so it's going into your past and finding 3 people that put you down. And when you get one of them, pick one of them and you're going to write to them. You can also get an image for them. You can draw them. Get an image and then put a big red cross through them. Things like that. Work on the affirmations. You can find one and say it. You can say it every morning as well, or in the evening. Take a few, but just keep saying these positive things about yourself. And then noticing the inner critic that resists, and if he says, "Oh, you're just ridiculous. You'll never be good." Go, I am completely good, and I love myself. Everything I do has meaning. You're training yourself to love yourself, but you're training yourself with how Buddhists see you. Yeah. It'd be very difficult, like here, to kind of get verification that you're rubbish. Does anyone verify it? Would you go up to your partner and say what's in your rubbish self and say, just go, yeah, that's right. You're garbage, you're rubbish, you'll come to nothing, you're meaningless, there's no point in you being here. Yeah, but I love you. It's like, It's just absolutely ridiculous. You see yourself how one way how you see other people. And you see someone just and you go, no, they're amazing, no, this, that, and that's how they're seeing you. And these negative beliefs are what's stopping you seeing that inside yourself too. So very important. Notice as well, this can come up in the homework, we have either or statements. Yeah. Either I have to work in an office or I can be a musician, but I can't do both. Yeah. So it's either I'm going to be an artist and be broke, or I can get a job in financial security and make these dramatic statements. Either I'm going to be spiritual or I'll have to work. I can't do both. I can't like be a yogi and work. It has to be one or the other. Yeah, notice these things. Just keep noticing there's an impulse inside us to prevent this movement. Like each time it just stops us doing it. Get back onto the couch, just get back to surfing, just get back to your kind of usual sense of self. Yeah, and these blocks, these fears to express ourselves. Yeah, but people are sharing this like we're really gonna like open up. Don't worry, don't rush. Yeah, if it's fearful, then we just look at the fear. And you see these artist states are very soft. They just build momentum over time. Yeah, you don't have to run into the street and go, oh, I'm going to be an artist, how do I? You might want to, but it's not going to do that much, right? You'll just probably go, oh, I shouldn't have said that, and I wish that was too much in you. It's slowly, gently, merrily, row your boat down the stream. Life is just a dream. And let's see what the other homework. Yeah, something I want you to do now. We still got a little bit of time. I want you to pick, and this again, this sense of fun, I want you to pick 5 imaginary lives you'd have liked to have led. Like 5 careers, 5 jobs, 5, maybe you wanted to be an astronaut, or you just think of 5 things you wanted to do. Maybe you want to work in a coffee shop. Just now, yeah? And if you got, I'm sure you can remember 5 things in your head. Don't overthink it. It's a really playful sense. Everybody got 5? 4? Yeah? 3? Give it another minute. Dancer, surfer. This is young chimp. Dancer, surfer, archaeologist, coral reef expert, orca expert. Is that a plant? Is that a plant? Plant. Is that a plant? Orca.
No, the whale, killer whale.
Ah. Okay. Anyone else want to tell me their 5? Smile.
Filmmaker. Someone who works with horses. I don't know, it's not in my head. A hermit. And oh God, I completely got out of my head the other two.
That's all right.
A writer.
So we're actually kind of running out of time. So everyone just tell me 1 out of your 5.
Professional ballet.
Professional ballet dancer.
The sculptor.
Sculptor. Hakeem. Hippie nomad racing driver. Hippie nomad racing. What's it called? What's a book? Dive in tropical countries. Snowboarder, Jacobite. Well, no, that is somebody who bites people called Jack.
Is that one thing, Hakeem's?
Yeah, name me 1, Hakeem. Just 1.
Oh, a snowboarder.
Snowboarder. Yang Chen, name me 1. You got 1? Just 1.
Surfer.
Surfer. Yeah. Samaya, name me 1.
Writer.
What?
Writer.
Writer. Rahima Gardner Posty. Brilliant. I always wanted to be a postie. Singer, comic book illustrator. You pick 1? Rahima? Tell me 1. Comic book. Okay. So for these 2 weeks, I want you to do it. Yeah. So go to ballet class. Yeah. Do some ballet. If you don't class, do it in the home. Sculpt something. Yeah. Write something. Were you 2 surfers? What was your Hakeem? What were you?
Snowboard, I don't know if that one's possible or not, but
Yeah. You do it. Skateboard.
There's a
We could
snow zone somewhere.
What's that?
Indoor snow place
Indoor snow place. There we go.
that you can go to and
Yep.
check it out.
There's a wave garden in Edinburgh.
There's a wave garden in Edinburgh. Yang Chen. Do some surfing. Yeah. No, if that's too difficult. Hakeem. There's a racing track that I took Sean to, and you go in this cars and you drive as fast as you can. It's might be near Ingliston. Yeah? Do that. This is like going to be part of your first artist date. Yeah? Do it. Okay? That's like part of your contract. It's part of this so part of awakening, part of being a bodhisattva. Basically, you have to love the world. And you have to know the world. And you have to know everybody. And it's like seeing everything as God, everything. It's like a bodhisattva, like what our idea of an enunciate kind of says no to things. A bodhisattva says yes to everything. Yeah, they are not like intimidated by a beautiful man or a beautiful woman. It's like, whoa, like yes. They're not pushed or pulled. It's just like, oh, that's beautiful. They're content with everything that happens. Yeah. So we want this quality. This is like bringing. This has been a bodhisattva. If you're wondering, it's like how, and I think Chogyam Trungpa said the way to really change the world is through art. Politics are, kind of how we're going to talk to each other, and the economics are always going to be, we're always going to trade with each other, we're always going to interact on that level, but art is how we're going to express it all. And that's what affects us the most, what really moves us. So this is what we're doing, okay? So hopefully the homework is clear. I'll quickly just go through what the homework is. The morning pages, the artist day, which this can be one of them, going into your past, remembering 3 bad people, 3 good people, writing out one incident of badness that happened from the point of view of your little child, writing out one incident of what good happened, and you can post that one to yourself. You play with it, play with these elements. Going through the affirmations, finding the negative responses, the inner critic to these affirmations, and working with it. And that's quite a lot of stuff to be getting on with. And this contract moves in. You really got to dedicate yourself to opening up to your most creative, beautiful, alive sense of self. It just doesn't mean that you're going to run about like a headless chicken, as I say. Remember that, just lying on the couch. The art of being lazy. I'm good at that, so if you ever want any, if you're struggling with how to be a bum, yeah, it's a fun way of living. Okay, it's 1:04. I hope that's good. And like what people express, allow the tears to come. And just see how much hurt is there. Be very gentle with it and learn how to hold that and understand this is it. It's part of that release. And it's okay, you don't have to quit your job on an impulse. You don't have to go crazy. Please don't. Maybe you've got a real impulse to quit your job and stuff. Maybe speak to us first. At least give it a day. And then you go, I really want to quit my job. And then maybe next, the decision to do this job was utterly part of my blockage. I want to move on. Great, right? But don't feel that you have to do that. Don't use it, the fear that you're going to explode into a new lifestyle change, as a way to dampen down, again, opening up. That's a trick. Okay, thank you so much for your time. And yeah, God willing, it's, the artist comes alive. Yeah, have a blessed 2 weeks.